Who the hell is TR Crooks?
It's been 40 years since a legendary rock and roll band by the name of TR Crooks first played for the folks in this area. Tonight, you'll hear their story.
People of that generation know, and they knew, they were an amazing band.
Well, I ain't gotten that much money, and I ain't gotten that much time, and here I am in Jackson, Mississippi, with my woman on my mind, and I'm tired, I'm oh so tired, singing my songs, waiting for a better day, singing my songs, waiting for a better day, singing my songs, waiting for a better day.
This is pre-band, kind of, but we played at a talent show in Camden, Benton County Fair. The band was called Rat Salad. One of the songs we had done was War Pigs. Hendrix heard that and remembered it. I pulled up to the Cone gasoline pump. Back then they still pumped the gas and everything. Hendrix is the attendant. Well, he comes to get the money. He goes, "Do you play music?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I saw you at a show in Camden." He said, "You had this great guitar player." And I said, "Yeah, Larry Fair." And he said, "Would you be interested in getting together and doing something?" I said, "Sure, I'll call Larry."
It was in spring of '73. I was a junior in high school, and my best memory of it was Jimmy called, actually didn't call, but asked if I would like to join the band.
We weren't really doing original stuff then because we hadn't been together long enough to work any up, but we were doing a lot of covers at that time, and then it just gelled. To set the record straight for Crouch, Jerry Crouch, and he was doing our booking for us. He would take up money, and he used this Tennessee River Crooks cigar box. I started looking at that cigar box, and I thought, man, that would be a great name for a band. We were lucky in the sense that we built a following soon after we started.
They were part of everybody's culture, not just in Paris and Camden, but the region. One weekend it was Dyersburg,
Southern Illinois,
Played a place in Clarksville called the Holland House,
Metropolis,
Rawlings in Waverly.
Cairo, Illinois,
Carbondale,
Saxon, Missouri.
It was Nashville, and
Arkansas,
We opened a show at Port Jackson for Barefoot Jerry.
Memphis.
We opened a show in Dyersburg, Tennessee at Grand Central Station for Henry Gross.
and hundreds of us followed every show. And the songs were amazing. The musicianship was amazing. We knew our own little rock stars.
In 1976, the band recorded their one and only album at the Sound Farm in Puryear, Tennessee.
We cut the album in the fall of 1976. Hendrix or myself would bring the songs in, just probably from writing them on an acoustic guitar, bring them into practice, and then Ronnie would add whatever he felt went with the song. Ricky would add whatever he felt went with the song. Larry would add whatever he felt.
I can still see Ronnie, just like it was yesterday, and Larry. It was a great time, and I feel very blessed to have been a part of it.
There was some really good incarnations of the band.
Over the years, the band TR Crooks saw a lot of great musicians come and go as they continued to play.
In those days, this would have been 77 that Ronnie got killed. You couldn't find musicians everywhere. Now you could probably go pull one off the corner somewhere and say, hey, come play guitar with me. And it wasn't like that in 77.
I met Jeff in Murray. He and my ex-wife, Becky Sears, had gone to school together. And when we were looking for a guitarist, she had mentioned something about knowing one that she had gone to school with. She gave me his name, of course, and I called him up and invited him down to practice with us, and came down, and man, it went really well.
From there, I want to say Don Ratchford came in and played with us.
Don's another good fella, just a great guitarist. Reminds me a lot of Larry's style of playing.
Randy, phenomenal. He brought so much to the band, vocally and as a guitarist.
Randy, just a great guitarist, great vocalist.
And Scott Condor, he grew up close to us. I think he lived on Beach Street, which was off Highland Hines. And he and Ricky were pretty much lifelong friends.
Hung out with him all the time. Another great vocalist, great guitar player, keyboard player, great guy. Love him to death.
The very last incarnation of the band, Scott Condor, Randy Lewis on guitar, Larry Farah on guitar, Ricky drums, and myself, of course, playing bass. But that incarnation lasted from about 1980 to August of 81 when we quit,
In 1986, 5 years after the band broke up, they held a reunion concert in Paris, Tennessee that was attended by well over 1,000 of their fans. Randy Lewis, Larry Farah, Scott Condor, and Ricky and Jimmy Stewart put on a fantastic show for the fans that night.
Let's see, how did we get started again? I know there had to be a beginning again. I think, best I'll recall, was just going over to Mark and Ryan's, maybe playing, jamming a little bit. I think is how we re-kicked it off, and then we did a couple of shows, different places.
Oh man, it has been a blast. Love Mark to death. Met him, I want to say, probably in the mid-70s. Of course, then met Ryan.
I started going to see the Crooks when I was about 15. I'd been playing for about a year, and was just eat up with guitar. I couldn't get enough of it. And, Larry Farah worked with my dad, and that's actually how I got introduced to Larry.
Mark, I met through Larry Farah. And I remember him coming to shows, the Crooks shows, late 70s. And then Ryan, when I come back from Nashville, when I moved back from Nashville, I got to know Ryan. And we immediately hit it off. Just because his taste is like Mark's, very eclectic. And we're both big Beatles fans, so that was enough to make me fall in love with his playing, Plus, just what he had done prior, anybody that starts playing that young, it's a gift from God.
Like I say, he's a great player, great vocalist, and I feel very blessed to play with him and Mark also. God has been good.
It's one of those things you can't believe. You have to pinch yourself, that we could still, that people would still enjoy hearing what we do, you know, after all these years. So, Crider,
looking real forward to it.
And I think it's a testament of what Jimmy did later on and what Mike and Randy and others did in the music business. We all still work together. And I'm just glad on this 40th anniversary, this generation gets a taste of it.